Hey everybody, welcome back to Fyr's Frontier. And since the previous episode, I've been doing some work. I've done actually a lot of work over here in the end room. I got rid of all the chests that were here. I had some time, so I decided to just get rid of all of them. And I have to say the end room looks a lot better without all of those chests. I also took your guys' suggestions from last episode and did some things with the end room here. I added in some endstone bricks around the dragon egg. I also added in that dragon head that you probably see. I made his mouth move a little bit. I think it adds a little bit of some fun to this room when it's very, bleak and all that stuff. I think that the derpy dragon head works pretty well. I also tried transitioning the glass with the black concrete, the black concrete powder, and I have to say it looks pretty good. I transitioned it up a little bit into the walls, and I think either way it still looks fine. But I do like the glass a little bit better. I think it adds a little more, like I said, transition, and it just looks a little bit better in my opinion overall, having all that stuff in there. But yeah, as you can see, the pigmen are still being a problem. They're still not cooperating. They become a big issue going into the end. I get 3, 4, 5 pigmen going in with me, so at some point I'm gonna have to get rid of all these guys. But I really don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to have to deal with their anger right now. I'm pretty okay with just having to deal with them and making sure that I don't get pushed off of platforms and nether portals and stuff. So long as they don't mess with me, I won't mess with them, and they can just do whatever they want. So it's not a huge problem right now, but it may turn into a problem in the near future for this place. But ladies and gentlemen, that's about all I've done since the last episode. Today's episode, well, we'll see what's going to happen. I have a few updates for you guys regarding the village I want to go over and talk to you guys about, or at least the villager trading hall area. Ooh, before I forget, down here, as you can see it in the pathway, I added in some glass down here as well, which I really liked. It was a good suggestion, very good suggestion, and it breaks things up a little bit. Almost makes it look like it's a broken floating pathway going over here. So I really like that. Going up to this portal, and I still think that the portal is a little bit too big for this area, but it's just so funny to me. I couldn't imagine having this portal without it being so massive, so I'm very happy that we still have that. Over here at the villager trading area, I still have all these villagers just kind of roaming around, but we did get rid of all the villager houses over here, except for these. Well, all the villager houses are gone. I've been getting rid of the path blocks slowly and steadily, turning this back into some place where we could build something here. Maybe a villager trading hall, maybe just some natural beautiful area, who knows. I got these two in a boat. They refused to move, so we're gonna have to get rid of the boat at some point. But this guy is a librarian that has a flame trade, I believe. Flame for 15 emeralds, so not the best trade, but I still want to keep that guy and put him over here in our trading area. I don't know if actually I've showed you guys too much of this, but we've been putting villagers in here. We have a good few ones, a few decent ones, but nothing too special, to be honest. We got a few cartographers. What the heck? we have a few cartographers that are okay over here. A few slots open, but I haven't filled them yet. I haven't done much villager trading, to be honest. Ever since I've gotten the AFK Fisher, I haven't really needed mending, and so this whole area sort of stopped being useful. But we do need to deal with this at some point, as you can see down here. We have quite a few of these guys to work with. And they're all smushed together as well. We got a few librarians as well, so we can come over here and work with some of these in a minute or two. That would, I think, be pretty useful. And these guys are still breeding as well, so this thing's going to be breeding for a very long time. And over here at the to-do list, which I realized the other day we hadn't updated in quite a while. I had a lot of old stuff, like stuff before we fought the Ender Dragon, so I decided to give it a little bit of an update, and we have a few things on this to-do list that I added. So we need to make an enderman farm, start a nether hub, start the first temple in this area that I want to have. That was already here, I think. Dig out the mineshaft, design the mineshaft, figure out base lighting, and start a villager trading hall, along with all this other stuff down here that's been down here for a while. And I gotta figure out some other things to put up here as well. I want to always be updating this with new ideas, new things we can do every single episode, so that we never run out of ideas. Or obviously there's never a shortage of ideas when it comes to worlds like this, but just making sure that we have a solid place where if I'm stuck on something or I don't know exactly what to do at that time, I can come here and say, hey, there's a bunch of things on this to-do list up here. We can go ahead and knock some of those out. But today, folks, we're going to get started on something that I think has been long overdue, and that is our mineshaft. We need to dig out the mineshaft, and we need to work on designing the mineshaft as well, because I have a bit of an idea as to what I want to do for the mineshaft, but I don't know exactly how big I want to make it and what sort of exact design. Now, we're not going to finish the mineshaft today. We're just going to make sure we get a good design done today. I want to flesh out the design before we really scale it to, you know, hundreds or thousands of blocks, or however big we want the mineshaft to be, because I do want a pretty big mineshaft. This is, you know, for me at least, a world I want to stick in for a very, very long time. So I want to make sure we have plenty of space to go mining. Not to mention, if I bring out my ender chest, we only have 33 diamonds. So we kind of need some diamonds. And I think having a mineshaft today and then going mining to finish off today's episode would be a pretty good idea for our diamond stash. We don't have much, and we really need some more diamonds. I'm running short on those valuable blue rocks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to gather some materials together. We're going to head on over to the mineshaft area, which is just underneath of there. I'm going to start trying to design something, and I'll bring you guys back with hopefully an initial design in just a moment. So I've had this sort of idea floating around for quite a few years, actually. I tried an implementation of it in White's world. That kind of worked, but didn't really work the way I wanted it to. The goal for this mineshaft is to make this sort of domed area, kind of like we did in the one in White's world. If you guys haven't seen that episode, or haven't seen that one, I'll put a link in the top right-hand corner for you guys to go check out. But the idea for that one was to have two tiers, right? A tier down here, where we have different level 12, I guess, mineshafts we can go mining from, or I guess level 11, sorry. And then the second idea was to have something up top here, where you can kind of basically run across. If you want to run all the way down instead of running all the way through the middle, you can run all the way up top. The original idea was to have a mineshaft, or like a minecart system going up and down, so you can do whatever you want through there. But my idea for this time around, we can just walk down through here to get most of this stuff. But what I'm thinking about doing for up here is adding a little bit of interest, maybe adding some markers and possibly naming different mines off of certain people, whether it's commenters or just random people, whether they are patrons or things like that, and put them on here, which I think could be pretty cool, along with some lighting up top and all that good stuff. But this is the sort of design, as I've been playing around with some things, I have over in the mineshaft. We're about 5 blocks in between this right here and the first mineshaft entrance right there. It is offset a block, but I don't think that's a huge issue. If we really needed to, we could add another pillar right there. That wouldn't be a huge deal. And then the goal would just be to have these mineshaft entrances right here, 3 blocks in between each one, essentially. 1, 2, 3 in between, going all the way down with a bit of a domed sort of style on top of it. As you can see, just something like this, with the pillars going up and down, and then stairs going across. Above here, probably adding some fences or iron bars is the thing I thought might work pretty well with this area. Add some lighting and some different things up there. But I'm not entirely certain. I do know I want these pillars to extend all the way across. Maybe not every single one of them. Maybe every few, like every other pillar we extend them. Make a little arc up above and connect the two sides. Because what I want to do is hang some vines from the top as well. So that you can see, you know, how natural this place is. Because this place is meant to be a pretty natural mineshaft down here. So I think it'd be pretty cool to add some vines and add some leaves down here and really make it feel like a part of the jungle that's just sort of spread down into here. Obviously, that all starts coming down through this little waterway right here, but I think it'd be a pretty cool idea. So I've got some work to do, guys. I need to dig out this area right here and get this top area dug out as well. We don't have a beacon, so this is going to take a little bit. But my goal is to get a beacon at some point, but this is going to take a little bit. So I'm going to cut away real quick, guys. Go ahead and get some more of this mining done, so I have something more to show you when I return. So some progress has been made, guys. I decided adding in some of these stripped logs right here is actually a pretty nice little touch. So we're going to vary them. These pillars, the regular jungle log pillars, are going to be the ones that go up. And these ones will probably go, as you can see here, just up into the ceiling. I may have a different use for them. They may be at a different level or something. Or they may also be arcs as well. But I think that's some pretty good spacing for now. So I'm pretty happy with that. But if we go up here, guys, up on this side, this is where I've been doing most of my work. I also just realized I don't have enough stone to pillar up. I don't want to use jungle wood either, but I will show you guys what all is going on. So if we go ahead and pillar up, this is what I'm talking about when I say we really need a beacon. So this right here is just a natural cave, and we have to dig through all this. The good part about that is that's less stone to dig. The bad part is if we remove these torches, more mobs are going to spawn here. So I got to be really careful with what I remove. But essentially, the goal for this area, if we actually can just grab that, is just to dig all the way down. I added this little bit of an archway right here. Pretty simple archway. There's nothing major here. It's your typical, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5 sort of thing, or 3, 2, 1, 2, and we have 5 at the top, technically. And the goal here is just to make this go all the way across. Probably have some bits of stone hanging down from the top because I think that would be pretty cool. We'll probably use end rods for lighting as well because those work really well in these sorts of spaces. But for the most part, most of my job now is just to dig. If we had a beacon, it'd be a lot easier, but we don't. So I just have to manually dig, and this is how we're going to open up the space. This is how we're going to open up the mineshaft. I think that this is a really cool design for a mineshaft. Like I said, I've done this sort of thing before, and it's worked out really well. So I want to do this sort of same thing here, except, like I said, add probably some vines and stuff over on this side. Also, that looks... No, that's right. It does look a little bit weird because I am using... like, these are just regular jungle wood. So it does look a little... Wait. Oh, that's why. Yeah, so if you place them off the side there, they go up and down. If you place them off the bottom, I didn't know that. If you place the bark blocks from the side, they have a different pattern than if you place from the bottom, which makes sense. I never thought of it like that, so I have to go back and change some of that stuff. I'll keep that in mind when I'm placing these things. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do, guys. I have all this digging to do, and the goal of today is really just to get a good idea of what's going on, so that in my free time, essentially, I can go ahead and work on a lot of this stuff. So, guys, I'm gonna do some more work. I'm gonna get some more of this dug out. Hopefully, we'll get at least this first part dug out, so you guys can have an idea as to what all this place is going to look like, and we'll get as much progress done as we can, to be honest. So I'll get back to work, guys. That's enough for the progress update. Let's get some more stuff done. Mind it all away so you can sort of see what I'm going for here. We have these vines that I placed in some of these places. These will sort of grow on their own. But over here we have ourselves some stone brick, some cracked stone brick, some mossy stone brick, and I was thinking maybe dash a little bit of andesite in here or there. Might be a cool idea. But the whole point of this area is just to break it up. No ores like I've done in the past, nothing like that. Just break it up. You can see these middle pillars. This is sort of what I was going for. I thought about having some of these stripped logs going across there, which might be a cool idea, but I'm not entirely certain. So this is really what I was going for, though. Having these sort of cracked stone bricks going right here, along with all the regular stone bricks, could be a really cool effect and would make a lot of sense for down here. This is meant to be this sort of old and run down mineshaft. Obviously, it's been here for a long time, hopefully, as per what I'm thinking the lore for this area is going to be like. Haven't shared much of that, but I've been developing some ideas in my head as to what the lore is going to be like for around here, and that's sort of what I'm going with. But yeah, essentially just adding stuff like this around here, adding in some stone brick here, some cracked stone brick there, some andesite here, there, a little bit over there, stuff like that, just to break up the textures, because it looks a lot better when you break up the textures like this. Let's actually replace that. Perfect. Exactly like that. And I was thinking up here, we don't really have much on us right now, but either we're going to, if I do this, grab some sticks, do something like that. We're either going to just put some fences right across here, like this, to sort of break it up, which I think is not a bad idea. Go like that. It's something like that I think would work out pretty well. Maybe have some lights in there in various places. Or we simply have some iron bars right here, which might actually look a little bit better. But I like the wood as it is, so we can stick with that for right now. But we might try some iron bars in a bit as well. So guys, that is a lot of what we have to do around here. There's not a whole lot in terms of design left to do. It's just a matter of, well, getting it done. And that's exactly what I need to do. Back to the grind, guys. We have lots of things to complete. I'll be back with hopefully somewhat of a final progress update in just a moment. And some progress has been made, folks, as you can see up here. I've been working on the ceiling up here, and I added some stone brick, some of the cracked stone brick, some of the mossy, and some of the andesite. I haven't done any pillars yet, but this gives you an idea as to what one section is going to look like. And I really like how this section is turning out. I think it's a great mine design. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to sort of implement. And as I go along, I won't show you guys much of this, but as I go along and continue to implement all this stuff going along this way, I think it'll be, I think it'll look very nice when it's all said and done. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. But I did want to talk about, before we end things off for the actual design of the mine, I want to talk a little bit about how the floor is going to go down here. So if we go ahead and start bringing some of this up, I have with me some stone slabs, some stone brick slabs, and I think I have some cracked stone brick on me as well. So my idea for the floor in here, right, as of right now anyways, is to mix in some stone slabs like this, along with some stone brick as well in the floor. Just sort of interlay it all the way around here. And just in a very random, varied pattern. And then we keep going this way. Add in some cracked stone brick as well and mix with the floor. I also want to add in some gray glass if I can at some point. Because like places like here, I would love to have some sort of lava down here to help light up the floor. That way I wouldn't need any extra lighting. We just have some lava and whatnot down there. It would all be taken care of. But I think this design is going to work out really, really well, guys. I've been thinking a lot about it, and I think it's a nice little random design. It's perfect for this mineshaft, and I think once it's implemented, it will look pretty dang cool. But I'll need to do that off camera, or I may even do it in between now and what we're about to do next. We'll see. Anyways, folks, I'll work on this a little bit, but there is one final thing I wanted to do in today's episode. As I mentioned earlier, I want to go ahead and do some mining around here. We need some diamonds, and I think that this is a perfect opportunity to start working on this mine shaft area and getting our diamonds and actually using it while we're building it up. So I'm going to set a timer, guys, for about 20 minutes, I think. That's what I want. I want to go put some of this stuff away, and then we will go mining, or do a little bit of basically branch mining, and see if we can find ourselves some diamonds. My 20 minutes are up, of which you probably saw none, and I did a little bit of both. I did some branch mining, I did some caving as well whenever I found some caves, and I was able to find quite a bit of loot. So if we go ahead and just put all of our excess stuff in here for now, I killed a few creepers as you can see, but we got all of this stuff. Well, we have 8 diamond ore, 2 stacks and 16 of redstone, almost a stack and a half of coal, a stack and a half, basically a stack and a half of iron, 8 lapis, and 19 gold. So not terrible, but not great either. And the one thing I do want to do, we can go ahead, grab myself a, where is it? My fortune pick, I think, is in here. Yeah, jackpot, there it is. If we grab that, I want to go ahead, lay these out here, 1, 2, 3, 8 right there. We're gonna go ahead and fortune these diamonds. I want you guys to put down in the comments below what you think I got out of those 8 diamond, or could be 12, 16, 20, 24, however many diamonds you think I got. Put them down in the comments below, and I will tell you guys at the beginning of next episode how many diamonds I got out of that ore. But guys, that's gonna wrap things up for today. We have one last thing left to do, the comment of the video. Let's get to it. Alrighty, folks, today's comment is from the user by the name of Foreign Agent, who said, "Great job. I'm always amazed by your patience to build all this stuff." Thanks as always, guys, for the comments. Thank you to Foreign Agent for this comment. I picked this comment because of the word patience. I think a lot of people They'll see myself, they'll see other people who have spent, hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours in worlds, and they say, oh, I can never do that. All it takes, guys, is a little bit of patience. Patience is key for these types of worlds. This world isn't even far along at all. We've got maybe 150, 200 hours in this world. It's not very much time at all. And look at just how little we've accomplished so far. Granted, it's not minuscule, but it's not a whole lot. And it takes a lot of patience to make a good world, because a good world takes hours. A good world takes time. A good build takes time. So if there's anything I want you guys to take away from this video in terms of building, always have patience. Tear it down if you have to. Tear down buildings, tear down cities if you have to, until you like what you get. Because that is how you get better. That is how I got better. And I think it's something that you guys may be able to relate to as well. It might help you in your worlds if you want to have a single player like this one, a single player world like this one, or working on a server or anything of this sort. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap things up for today. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Fyr's Frontier. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead, smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and or are not already subscribed. Anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you later.